I was
Matt.
made for loving you, baby.
Watch Matt. Matt.
Watch Fall Guy.
Watch Fall Guy with me. Okay.
Going to air.
Stand by, Phil.
5,
Stand by music.
4,
Stand by announce.
3, 2, 1.
And fade up.
They're the Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks of Hobbs. American public, you are worthless.
Can't account for taste.
Your teaser from earlier on
That's
the loose
fantastic.
adaptation.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Shove that Pulitzer Prize square up your ass.
I'm so happy.
I'm as best as you're going to get, ladies, so here you go. We have... Shut up!
Then it's not a 4! Masturbatory bullshit. I get the joke now.
Hey,
Stupid,
kids.
wonderful thing. Yeah.
Here's some stickers.
Are you in the crosshairs of the woke mob?
To the bridge of Cosmic Doom.
What is happening in my mouth?
Pumpkin spice lattes. I was the mark. You were the mark, man.
Yay. You want to get high together? You want to drink? Subterfuge, machinations. Wow. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Well, welcome everyone to a brand new season and a brand new episode of 20 Years, 4 Beers. We are a podcast dedicated to rewatching movies from at least 2 decades ago, while simultaneously enjoying a minimum of 4 modern beers. My name is Steve, and this is my big brother,
Tim.
and we are coming to you from just outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota. All right, so we have shaken the dust of the crummy year that was 2005 off of our feet.
So bad.
And we begin anew, as they say, like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yes.
We begin anew. I lost my place because I was looking at this. With our rewatches of films from 2006. We look forward to such classics as The Departed, Children of Men, Pan's Labyrinth, Little Miss Sunshine, The Prestige, Mission Impossible 3, X-Men 3, maybe not classic, but it's on there. As well as looking further back than 20 years with films like City Slickers, The Birdcage, Aliens, T2, Judgment Day, and a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. In our first installment, we are taking a look back at a rather important film, at least as time has gone on, and very relevant one with what Minneapolis and the nation as a whole is dealing with currently. And we will be rewatching V for Vendetta. But first, as usual, we talk about rewatches, and we will talk about that, and then we'll do one other thing here in a little bit. But we have one. That's the only one we're going to talk about, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, it's really the only one to talk about. And I will
Yes.
say, this is for our regular listeners. This is not one that's for everyone.
True.
It's not a show for all.
Yeah.
Like if I were to recommend Stranger Things to somebody, be like, oh, it's pretty good for everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim rewatched, or not rewatched. Tim recently
Finally got caught up.
Yeah, and I was in November, but even then I was behind.
Yeah.
We watched It, Welcome to Derry, which I guess is season 1 on HBO Max. Tim, you've had a few days to process, finish the finale. I've had a couple months. Where are you at with that?
So, as a avid Stephen King obsessive, anything that comes out around it, you'd think I'd be more on it and to watch. I get his books right away, but the shows, TVs, I tend to be like, I'll get around to it. So that was definitely this one.
Right.
There are, I think, 3 people now that seem to be in a different wavelength with Stephen King.
Yes.
Like Frank Darabont.
Yeah. Naturally. Yeah.
I forget his name, but the guy that does
who did Life of Chuck and
yes, and Doctor Strange, no, Doctor Sleep, excuse me.
Sleep, yeah.
And then like Gerald's Game, Mike something.
Mike
Flanagan.
Yeah.
Yep, he's on the same wavelength, and it seems like Andy Machete is it?
Machete,
yeah.
Yeah.
Is now same thing.
Yeah.
Like just gets it.
Yeah. Or
So
at least
many.
got this version of King.
Sure.
He's only done
In the It world.
The It world.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Stay in your lane, man.
Yeah.
If this is how it works, because it is incredible.
Yep.
And you hyped it up in a good way because it's like, dude, you got to watch it. And like many things, I'm like, yeah, I got around to it. Oh my God. It is.
You sound like Jay Leno.
Yeah. I got around to it. It's just flat out incredible.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know what you're into or getting into
10 minutes in, man.
right away.
Yep.
Which I do appreciate. That like, if you've seen the movies, you're prepared for this.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but it's even even worse.
Yeah, it's not.
Some of the stuff they do.
The movies have a clear. Stranger Things was clearly
Yes.
like a
Like a vibe for it.
yeah, like it was an influence on it,
Yes.
and they were just. It was clear that they were trying to hit it, and it works, man. The first
Yes.
one, especially the first
chapter
one.
one's incredible.
Yeah, chapter one is one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
It's so good.
We don't need to go into two, but I will say I love two. By the way, I love two.
Yeah, it's
But
fine. It's fine.
I have its issues, and I think though the show helps chapter two. It kind of retcons a few things
Yes.
a little bit. I want to go back and watch them again. I
Right?
think I might watch the show again and then go back and watch the movies.
Yeah.
because I feel like the second one it kind of helps with that.
Sure.
I could not hype this up enough to you. Like I felt, sometimes you watch out with like, well, like
Yeah.
today I just recommended to a guy I used to work with, Montgomery Brewing,
Mhm.
and I was like, yeah, you should head down there. It's really good. I really like it, but I wasn't going to be like, oh my God, it's the greatest brewery
You
you're going to
gotta
hit to. I was like, I don't know your style. I don't know what you like. But
Yep.
when it came to you, I was like, oh yeah.
Yes.
It was by the time episode 3 came around, I was like, oh, Tim's going to love this.
Yes.
And I was not prepared for
Yeah.
where they were going to go.
Yes.
And I had never read the books. I've read one Stephen King book in my life.
Yeah.
And it's the best. It was the best show of last year, in my opinion, not including The Pit.
Correct.
And they're very different.
Yes.
But it was better than the final season of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And I loved
Yes.
the final season of Stranger Things. We talked about it.
Well, and/or season 2.
Even then, I still like Welcome to Derry better.
Ooh.
I would say, well, it is and/or season 2, and I love because it's a classic. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I
I
was
see what you're talking about.
wrecked
Yes.
Yes. in those last 2 episodes of this show.
Yes.
It was emotionally,
It's
it brought me in. It
brutal.
had me buying into everybody. I loved that the adults were a part of this. It wasn't
Yes.
just the kids. It
Yeah.
has
Yep.
in my opinion, the most heart-wrenching death that is. I'm already starting to cry. It is
yes.
out
Sobbing.
of nowhere.
Yes.
Like Life as a House style sobbing from me,
Yes.
where it was just like when he dies and you're just like, and how that happens and how that comes about.
Yeah.
Because you had heard of that episode,
Yes.
the Black Spot,
Black Spot episode.
and yet you get to it and you're like, how are they going to pull this off? And
Yep.
you realize it's almost like a oneer for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then that happens, and
Yep.
I was on this couch,
Yeah.
just heave crying.
Yeah.
I had to stop. I was like, and this is and that's where I come up with Andor. I was expected to be emotionally,
Yeah.
and Andor from a political standpoint, a modern
True.
day politics
Yeah.
standpoint,
I'll give
it
you that.
hits
Yep.
totally. But I'm just talking about from a pure sit down and
Yep.
enjoy it factor.
Yeah.
Especially from crying factor. The only time I cried harder last year was during The Pit.
Yes.
In the
Episode 8.
Yeah, in episode 8.
Yep.
And that's it. But I was just,
Yeah.
you
those
got me
two.
crying
Yep.
like this in a fucking horror show.
Yes.
Like literally not horror show in a bad way, a horror TV show.
Yes.
And then in the final episode, you do it again.
Yeah.
With the kids being.
It was. That's very true.
It's-
Actually. Yeah.
I mean, it's like ranking
Yeah.
the best. We talked about it.
Yeah.
If Sinners wins over one battle over Sinners, like
Yeah.
I'm happy either
Yep.
way. So I mean, we're talking
Exactly.
about 3 really great shows. here.
True. True.
4 if you include Stranger Things. I mean, like you think about
Yeah.
those 4 shows, dude. When they go all the way back into the 1908 or whatever,
Yes.
like way early
Like
on,
every 27 years.
Yeah.
Like,
And you
and they
see
even
the-
hint at like 1935 or
Yeah.
whatever. Yes.
each time they do that, the bringing in the natives,
Yes.
that whole storyline,
That was great.
everything about there is not a single thing I would change about. The only thing I would change in the first 2 episodes, it's a little too gory, too quick.
Sure.
But that's
It goes hard.
That's Stephen King for you. But then it actually slows down.
yes.
in terms of the horror aspect of it.
Yep.
God, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm
It
so
was.
jealous that you got to watch. Like I'm always jealous of people who get to experience it for the first time. You're like, oh man,
It was so
I wish I could
impressive.
do that again.
Well, the great thing is, we texted about the stuff that happens in this movie or the show, excuse me, timeline aside, like when it happens, but like it's talked about very little. You have some background for the black spot, and a little bit of things. So what they did to flesh it out, and make you care about characters right away, and have it just adds so much to the movies.
Yeah.
And this world building, and it didn't feel forced. Edge of your seat,
Yeah.
You know, Pennywise like gets through this, because he has to come back.
And
But dear God,
we know he doesn't escape.
yes,
Like,
but still, it is like impressive that they were able to accomplish what they did. And again, has had the emotional stuff. Like, when he gives the finger, oh my God,
that's one of my favorite moments. He's just like skating by, and he's just like, boom!
It's so
Just middle
great.
finger right in the whole scene. Was it Richie? Is his name? Isn't it?
Just Rich.
Rich. That's right. Because she names obviously
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah. All right.
And that girl, sorry, really quick.
Yeah.
That girl was like the MVP of the show.
She was outstanding.
I couldn't believe it. She was like a side character, and then she took over.
Yeah, and
she was awesome.
All of the
all the kids are good.
sort of kids were good.
Yeah.
Because initially the one girl's in it for every episode.
Yeah, Lily.
She's in it the whole way. She's in it, like in it, you know.
Yeah.
And the other girl's really good. But like that girl,
Ronnie was good.
Yeah. When she cuts her eyes, on
Yes.
the saw, I'm
Marge.
like, what is happening?
I know it. It was so crazy. But like the emotional stuff they had to do, the comedy,
she's great.
She was a freaking MVP for me.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Well, we're gonna do a hard pivot on that.
Yep.
So I'm just I'll do transition noise just so we can pretend like this is the time. All right. So we don't do this. I don't think we've really covered many deaths that have happened. I'm sure, like, if we're still recording when John Williams goes, we'll probably have a special episode on that one.
Yeah.
Just the thought of that bothers me. But so we, Catherine O'Hara, I almost called her Catherine Keener earlier today, but Catherine O'Hara obviously passed away. Was it last week? I think at this point,
week,
from when we were recording here. And by the time we released it, about 2 weeks before.
Sure.
And I just wanted to mention, we didn't plan this. They didn't have a pre-production meeting or anything like that. But what were your thoughts on like just her? And
it was definitely one of those like, she was just in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And something else. The studio. Yeah, it's like she had this late. I mean, Schitt's Creek was obviously the late career renaissance.
The pinnacle of the late career.
Yeah. And so it seemed to be like she was kind of becoming this ever-present late career and could do comedy. And she was great in The Last of Us. Like, and I've never really been that compelled by her when I was growing up with her comedy.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Like we talked about, it's like, oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
In hindsight,
once I got older,
yes,
I realized how much I appreciated her comedy, her style, what she brought.
Yes.
And apparently everybody thought, like, it is like universal that she was loved when you look online and you look at stuff. Like, it is really crazy because the MAGA people still love her from Home Alone and, like the earlier stuff. But then even now, the modern stuff was really good. Yeah, she's one of those, like, when the news hit and I was like on my phone or whatever, and I was like, oh man, that,
because it came out of nowhere. It seemed like,
it wasn't like, I mean, the Rob Reiner thing was nuts.
Very different.
Yeah, we didn't RIP Rob Reiner, which we could have, but this was one of those like, what the hell, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
wasn't like a secret battle like with Chadwick and the liver cancer or whatever it was, or kidney. I was surprisingly affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start seeing tributes online, and then you start seeing some of her clips and things like that, so I just wanted to mention her because I'm going to play a little clip here, and then we'll go on with the show. But did you have any other thoughts?
I mean, I think about top 5 lasting comedy characters. I've always said like Ron Swanson is my favorite.
Sure.
Because of how great he is. He's just so incredible. I would put her Moira from Schitt's Creek in top 5. Like what she did with it, and just I laughed nonstop when like her affect. What the hell was she doing?
Yeah. How
she spoke. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And just Devad. I can't even.
And I think, we had issues with, the Eugene Levy when he's done that in both like Best in Show and in A Mighty Wind.
Yeah.
These weird
it was like
characters and stuff that didn't work. But for her, it kind of really worked when she brought it out of nowhere.
Yes.
She's outstanding in that. We're going to play a clip of that here. And then my favorite movie of hers, which is Waiting for Guffman. And then we will sort of move on from there. Yeah. So here we go.
A quarter cup at a time. A thin stream. It's supposed to be a thin stream. Blend it really well. Or you'll burn. David, that's not right.
Okay, well, that's because I'm ladling and stirring at the same time and you're just standing there.
Now's not the time to lose focus, darling.
This was your idea. You're the one who allegedly made the enchiladas.
Yes, so try to keep up. Okay, next. Now's the time to sprinkle in the chili pepper flakes.
We've already done that.
What number are we on?
Oh my God, is this not your mother's recipe?
Yes, and now I'm passing it on to you. So try to keep up. Next step is to fold in the cheese.
What does that mean? What does fold in the cheese mean?
You fold it in.
I understand that, but how do you fold it? Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot, or what do you do?
David, I cannot show you everything.
Okay, well, can you show me one thing?
Here's what you do. You just fold it in.
Okay, I don't know how to fold broken cheese like that.
And I don't know how to be any clearer. You take that thing that's in your hand, and you...
If you say fold in one more time.
It says fold it in.
This is your recipe. You fold in the cheese then.
Don't you dare.
You fold it in.
David! Oh, good. Now I see bubbles. David! What does burning smell like?
Ding dong.
Oh, I wonder who knows I'm vacationing here at the Oasis.
Am I late?
You!
Surprised?
How did you find me?
I have my ways.
Would you like to come in for coffee? You don't need to answer. There's no need to speak. I'll be your belly dancer, prancer.
And I will be your she. I don't need a harem, honey. When you're by my side. And you won't need a camel. No, no. When I take you for a ride.
We'll need some coffee to go with that ride, won't we?
We're always full of surprises. But say, I wonder, do we have time for that coffee?
What time is it?
What time is it? Haven't you been paying attention? It's midnight at the Oasis.
Oh,
Thank you.
good. That was great.
Thank you.
Really good.
Well, thanks a lot.
All right. Well, as mentioned, we are rewatching 2006 graphic novel adaptation V for Vendetta. The film takes place in a future version of London, England, where a tyrannical leader has taken over control of the country through a combination of force and shared hatred for anyone who is not like him or his followers. One man, simply known as V, stands up against the government through shadow and guerrilla warfare. V comes across a young woman in need of help and chooses to bring her in, and this small choice starts her on a path to revolution and possibly also the entire nation. The film was directed by James McTeague, adapted by Lily and Lana Wachowski, and stars Natalie Portman, Hugo Weaving, Stephen Fry, Rupert Graves, Stephen Ray, and John Hurt.
If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd have invented Facebook.
This is a social network
You don't have to be an intellectual property expert to understand the difference between right and wrong.
where we take a look back at the critical and fan reception from 2 decades ago.
Mark!
As usual, Tim takes point on this, so take it away, Tim.
You better lawyer up, asshole, because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything. $1 billion.
The IMDb rating is 8.1 out of 10, so pretty solid.
That is solid.
Mark?
I feel like that would have been, I think that would have been like 1 or 2, 1.5 lower back
Oh,
then.
I was expecting when I looked, I was like, wait, what?
I bet 20 years ago, if there would have been
I
IMDb,
could see that.
I wonder if that's gone up over the years.
I can see that.
Because I think Time, we'll talk about it later, I think Time has seen this movie very differently.
Been kind, yeah. Mark Ronner of the Seattle Times said, V for Vendetta won't win the Subtlety in Film Award, but fans of 70s movies especially will recognize that it's hardly out of line with the tradition of speculative fiction during times of strife. Dan Jolin of Empire Magazine said, setting out more to challenge us with its ideas than make us whoop at the action, V for Vendetta can be clumsy, but there are enough impressive flourishes to make up for its stumblings. Roger Ebert said 3 out of 4. Said V for Vendetta has been written and co-produced by the Wachowski siblings, whose Matrix movies also were about rebels holding out against a planetary system of control. This movie is more literary and less dominated by special effects, although there are some, there are plenty, and is filled with ideas that are all the more intriguing because we can't pin down the message. The film about almost always has something going on that is actually interesting. And while I have not read the original graphic novel on which the film is based, so I do not know what has been changed or gone missing, I found an audacious confusion of ideas in V for Vendetta and enjoyed their manic disorganization. Academy Awards that year, not surprising, no nominations.
Do you remember where we saw this movie? Because you and I saw it together.
I have no recollection of that.
You, me, and Nate saw this movie up in Champlin at that movie theater, straight north.
Yep.
Some random time in between.
Like by 610?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
I also saw Troy there. So there you go. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. All right. Well, there we go. We're going to pause and rewatch the movie. If you are so inclined, go right ahead and watch along with us. If not, we'll see you on the other side of this break. Here now is V for Vendetta.
I can assure you I mean you no harm.
Who are you?
Who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask.
Well, I can see that.
Of course you can. I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is.
Oh, right.
But on this most auspicious of nights, permit me then, in lieu of the more commonplace sobriquet, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
We begin our discussion with our reaction segment that we call Spotlight.
This is Boston, and the church does not want them to be found, so they are not there.
This is where we highlight and discuss our top takeaways of any kind from rewatching our subject film.
We've got two stories here. We've got a story about degenerate clergy, and we've got a story about a bunch of lawyers turning child abuse into a cottage industry.
If there were 90 of these bastards, people would know.
Maybe they do.
This is Spotlight.
They knew, and they let it happen.
Movie. Wow, that's interesting. Well, welcome back to 20 Years, 4 Beers, where we have just finished rewatching V for Vendetta, along with my son Matt, who joined us for it. And I forgot to type out the thing. So, but we begin, as always, with our Spotlight segment, and we're processing here. Tim, do you have any initial thoughts? Or Matt, do you want to... I don't know how that possibly could not remind you of ICE with secret police running around taking people from their homes and yeah,
it's definitely sitting in.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can think about it if you want.
No, I'm more just holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to come closer?
I mean, I guess, do you want to be heard or no?
Yeah.
Do I have to come closer?
Don't shake that a lot, but that's fine.
No, it's more of just holy shit. What was like...
You said right away, how are we going to talk about this?
Yeah, I was like, how the hell are we going to talk about this? There's...
What stood out to you for having never seen it?
About
halfway through, you're like, this is intense.
Well, it's the fact that they keep this dude's identity and
Yeah, you're hung up on who he is more than you need to.
Backstory, like they never. I mean, they tie into his backstory and how he became V, but like we don't.
But the point of the whole Guy Fawkes theme is that the message matters more than the man.
and that message is
So you need to stop messing with that because you can hear it. So, that's the point. So who he is does not matter. It's what he represents. Even in his first introduction, which will be which was the clip that's in the episode, is he talks about like who he is does not matter. It's what he represents.
Yeah.
So all those V words that apparently I had no idea. I mean, Tim knows all the big words, but I had no idea you could put that many in one run-on sentence.
Yeah.
So, I think it's important. I think with this film to separate. Then you need to stop messing with it. If you keep moving it around constantly, it's going to make constant noise. Yeah. I think it's important to separate that this is 20 years ago, right? And so it's like it echoes today, but it wasn't written obviously for today.
Yeah.
No,
but
really
it also echoes the past. It was written
mid 80s.
So
like
they're
in the height of like Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Reagan, conservative,
nationalism kind of stuff.
Yeah, like it just struck me. So,
what do you got, Tim?
It's hard to separate, but I just think it's crazy how mid 80s this was published. And then they made a movie 20 years later. And then we're talking about it 20 years later. And how the fuck is it that these themes resonate from like the Thatcher days, because Alan Moore, the author, and British, and then the post-Iraq Bush days, and what felt like pithy in hindsight to what it hits like now. It just is crazy.
What it hits like now is the key here, because even I'm in an I myself, so Matt's first time seeing this. You haven't seen it in 20 years.
I totally forgot the last half.
I watched it 6 months ago. But what's interesting is what's happened in the last 6 months here in Minneapolis has really shifted our understanding.
It's freaking crazy.
It is. It's very interesting to see the visuals of what they pull off here, and the themes are really good. Yeah. I do think that I took the fewest amount of notes here simply because I did watch it more recently, so I kind of have it fresh in my mind. But I didn't take a lot of notes. I don't have a lot of quibbles with this movie, but I also, what's interesting, one of my first thoughts is thinking back on what we thought of this movie then.
Yes.
Is so fundamentally different to what I think we think of this movie now. It's because it is night and day difference. We walked out of the theater, or at the time, you don't remember, but like, it was like, it was enjoyable. Yeah. It wasn't, because it was marketed as from the makers of the Matrix trilogy or the writers of the Matrix trilogy.
Yes.
And it was, the visuals are all in the trailer. If you watch the trailer, it's all like the action pieces of it. It has nothing to do with a political thing, which I know is why Alan Moore distanced himself from this or removed himself from it, because it's a hugely political, all of his work is hugely political.
Oh, totally.
But at the time, we were all very disappointed with this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was really kind of I was hoping for, I guess, a Matrix style, which now, as I know, 20 years on, what the Matrix really represents, that it's not an action movie. It's actually similar to along these lines of assimilation of an ideal. Maybe it is like the Matrix, but it does sort of strike me as, I remember at the time being very disappointed with this movie, still liking it, but really being like, oh man, this is just okay. Yeah.
So for me, I agree. I had a few notes, but little random things that popped up. So we'll try and have some kind of cohesive thing with that. And this is going to sound like a weird, quibble, but it's not. It's the dog is moving around.
Okay. This did not help.
So here's the thing. Here's the things that I was struck by, and it's going to sound like a criticism, but in the totality, now I see what they were going for.
Yes. Yeah.
So, considering it's a graphic novel, what clearly probably flows much better on the written page. Felt in the first half hour like a lot of speechifying scenes.
Yeah. The first
and like
part
people
is,
watching a TV screen.
Yeah.
So it's not bad in hindsight. It just is like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like I remember like, okay, you got to keep us engaged. So it's like this action music in the background, but like V is just like talking on TV or giving like the 47 words of V or whatever he's saying, like in the speech, like it's a lot of just pontificating that even now tonight, having forgotten most of everything, I was like, what is happening? But like I wasn't confused, as more like, I'm intrigued. So, but that being said, it pays off eventually. But that struck me watching it, being like, this comic that they are adapting it from, it's got to feel so different reading it than watching it.
Sure. And
I struggled a bit at the first half hour of like, okay, we'll get there.
I wonder if in the comics, and I haven't read them, or comics, graphic novel.
Yeah.
I feel like the movie has to translate to your audience more than
they changed the medium.
The novel does, right? So I do feel like I agree. And my first half of this is very ominous, and it's very like it's just, I don't know. There's nothing about it in that first half that you're kind of like, oh, this is hooking me in.
Yeah.
But that's not bad. It's just it's just not much going on.
Well, and they do a lot of heavy lifting in the first half hour of building a world without it feeling world building. Because a lesser movie would have given some type of like narration.
Lesser movie like Crash.
True. Okay, or like a voiceover, which would have explained how this is a alternative history, a difference in kind. I mean, they just basically have these little things happening where it's like, why is Britain under lockdown?
Yeah.
Why would this be a curfew-based thing? What's the music is seen as like, a problem. And so, I actually kind of give it a lot of kudos for taking the time to have this mystery of what's happening with V, but also the explanation for the world in which we find ourselves. Like there isn't just a quick, easy, let's set the stage and now we go. It takes a long time, probably a good half of the movie, for it to really hit where it's like, oh, now I see what's happening. Like, so it's a bold stroke. I think at that time I was probably pretty pissed or disappointed watching the first time. Now I was like, oh, I appreciate what you did. It's really well done.
I agree. Everything about this movie is, I said earlier on, I would be shocked if the rating from fans were as high. It's 90% now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
If Rotten Tomatoes had existed back then, it would not have been 90%.
Yes.
Because we were just like, yeah, it was fine. I don't know what it box office wise, but it wasn't a huge hit. Didn't spawn a franchise,
Yep.
None of Alan Moore's movies did. But yeah, man, it's so interesting now. Like we talk about how, oh yeah, I got, when we have kids, we have this, like our perspective changes, but this movie does not change my perspective because of being a parent. Like my perspective has not changed. This movie has changed in some ways, but I mean, like this movie, I view society differently, or like I'm looking at the world differently now than I would have been 20 years ago in the Iraq War era and that kind of stuff. Like that was very much pro. Can we knock this off, please?
That dog is loving the love. Sorry.
Thank you for quieting the dog, but it is coming through. So it was released in a very like pro America time. Like it was not the time for a political movie. And so I feel like that's why they made it as an action movie. Like they advertised it as an action movie. Yeah, definitely. Because now, especially we'll talk about this with Idiocracy, I view this movie as a hugely political movie. And I feel like the graphic novel was probably written as a hugely political graphic novel.
Totally.
So
it would have had to have been.
Yeah. I mean, with Moore being what he is. So I don't think it's because the lens is because of a parenthood standpoint. The lens is more of just like a more plugged into society and what we're looking at standpoint. And society happens to be mirroring a little too close to home with some of the stuff out of this.
I mean, my only reaction, people couldn't see, obviously listening, but was the sequence in which whatever the actress, sorry, I forget her name, Evie's story with the.
You don't want to finish up your thoughts?
Speechless.
Yeah, but
right.
okay. You want to talk about it tomorrow or anything, or
you process it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, there you go.
Good.
Well, okay. Well, that's good. It's affecting you. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible that a movie would be like that. For Matt's I can't even process it.
Yeah.
That's
Speechless is not something. Yeah.
Right.
It's not something you hear from him very often.
Yeah.
So
No,
that means you liked it.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Are you going to bed now?
I don't know.
Well, you got to work tomorrow. Sorry, you were talking about
the
actress.
Yeah, Rebecca. Valerie. Sorry, there we go. Valerie. Yes, because there's another V. Her story of coming out to her parents.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. With it just. Oh yeah, we'll come back to the whole scene, but it hit different. Bring up the things
from a
of
parent standpoint of a person who is coming out and
rejects. It was great, but I agree. It's so much more intense and interesting than just, I didn't have kids 20 years ago. It hit different. No, it hits very different now. So, a really impressive thing, which it's in some ways it could be a problem. Like we talked about in the first Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. Follow me here. Where you have the main villain with a solid mask. So we always talked about it's really tough to have any type of connection or feel like there's emotive aspects to it.
Yeah.
Since obviously but the Mandalorian, for example, another thing I value it, but also there's times I'm it's really tough to sustain a story with a main character with an unmoving mask.
Yeah.
It keeps it at a distance. It's hard to relate and connect. I gotta say, when it's finished, my earlier kind of in the first parts, not an annoyance, but just I love that they never showed who he is. Mm-hmm. I know it's the whole thing of it's an idea, it's bigger than a person, but in that intimate moment between Evie and V, it could have been I'll just show you who I am. Mm-hmm. But just that commitment to his cause. Yeah. It shows the purity of it and it's resolute. And so what felt like a distance aspect completely is sold because it is that. Think about Mandalorian. He takes his mask off at some point.
In
season 1.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's we got Pedro Pascal, cool. But the fact of this, it totally works in the totality. Knowing it again, the first
early
half hour,
because it's tough to understand him.
Oh, totally.
It is tough. It is really tough to understand him.
Yes. Yeah. When it's the speechifying aspect, it's okay, it's going to go through fine. It's fine. Mm-hmm. We'll work through it. But when it becomes more connected, with Evie and him, it was really impressive that they kept the idea that we know in as much as who he is from impacted by the experiments, but I don't need to see his true face.
No.
To feel I'm connect more. It's, we see his hands destroyed. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was super amazed that it actually works for this. Yeah. Whereas it's usually just a don't ever do it type of thing.
No, I agree. And I think Hugo Weaving is a good choice for this. I think, I guess, I'm sorry if this is a trivia for you, but James Purefoy or the actor,
oh my gosh,
you recognize him from A Knight's Tale, who's the knight at the end.
He was that Kevin Bacon, The Following show. Did you ever watch that on Fox? It's a terrible show. But
yes, yeah, but
he was like a serial killer type of thing.
That's who
that
was,
guy.
That,
yes,
yeah, they shot
he,
for 4
originally
weeks.
him.
Well, they shot for 4 weeks with him.
Oh, that no.
And he was behind the mask and everything else, and then the voice just, I don't know if it didn't work or maybe just Hugo from the experience of the Matrix or what.
Like, yeah, we gotta bring the guy in, yeah.
His voice is better, but even then at the beginning with the V scene, it's hard to understand him, and it is really tough. But like Purefoy would have been even tougher to understand.
Absolutely.
So I agree though that the mask works, and the fact that they just own it, like that is V.
Yes.
Like she fell in love with V, not the person underneath the mask.
No.
Like that's V. So I totally agree. They never, like, they didn't have a stereotypical like Phantom of the Opera removing of the mask or accidental removing of the mask, or
oops.
He wouldn't let them, he wouldn't even let his potential killers like remove the mask.
Yes.
So, yeah, man, I actually don't have a ton of notes in this movie, so I'm happy to talk about whatever you've got on yours.
I got a few more.
I just think I view this movie so much differently now. I remember thinking, there's a few things I remember thinking.
Yeah.
In that, number one, I was disappointed that there wasn't as much action.
Yep.
That I always used to get mad at it because only the end knife scene feels like the really like action scene.
Yes.
Boy, I don't know what I was paying attention to because there's plenty of action earlier on.
Totally.
But like that, again, from a comparison to the Matrix, like at the time, that scene feels very much like the elevator scene.
Yes.
Where like that's what
stylized.
Right.
Yes.
And that's maybe what I was frustrated by at the time. But now I look at it like, and then there's a few other things. I remember thinking the plot shift of Evie being, I guess, spoiler alert, but Evie being captured was random and boring. I remember being like, where are we going with this? What's going on? And it takes a while. They're in it for 20, 30 minutes. But it's actually the opposite now. Like, I feel like, oh my God, this is totally like, this is key, man. So it's so funny to think like the difference between, I know I had these issues with the movie before.
Yeah.
To where when we were talking about covering this movie, even though I watched it earlier this year, but like, I felt the need that we had to cover this movie.
Yes.
Like I felt like when we were talking, yes, I watched it 6 months ago, but it did not hit the same way it did tonight. Even just 6 months ago because of what's been going on.
Yes.
And it's just like, yeah, man, I felt the need we had to cover this. So I just have this weird, like, I don't know, this emotional juxtaposition of, we could have gotten away with not covering this movie this year.
Sure.
Like, it easily could have been. It's a good year for the most part of film.
It is.
We could have, but boy, I'm so glad we did. So anyway, I have a couple other things, but I'll let you pop off of that. But yeah,
what hits different is like the sequence with, I forget his name, but Evie earlier is doesn't go to the TV guy's house, and then goes back there because of like protection to feel like, you'll be fine because he's a famous kind of comedian, TV personality.
Her boss, the
Charles, we'll call him.
That's
that. But it's like, Stephen Fry's character. And what becomes so fascinating is she goes there because she's seeking like, sanctuary of sorts, feeling he's be fine. And it just peels back these layers of, he's got a secret chamber.
Yeah.
Kind of like V does. And it's all this subversive, or what would have been perceived by the government to be subversive and, anti-establishment. Oh, okay. And it's clearly, he's gay.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need to keep up appearances. So, we all wear different masks. So it's, again, this layers I did not appreciate at the time of, it's not just the Guy Fawkes mask, but it's like, this guy has to wear a different mask. So then when he's showing her and they're watching the parody that he designed for like an anti-government thing, it is instantly like, you are fucked.
Yeah. That
oh my God.
Yeah, we know what's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's but it made me think of like like Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, where I was like, holy, like at the time, like whatever, like holy fuck. Again,
it did not seem possible 20 years ago. Right.
Like, yeah, of course, like how bad could it be that the government would be trying to suppress comedy or what would be, insulting to the supreme leader? Man, it hit different. I was like, oh God, he's so fucked. And I forgot almost everything in this movie except for her torture stuff.
Okay.
Just because it hits like
Sure.
it's prominent at the time.
I'm sure it hit you at the time. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. Like shaved her head and everything. Yeah. But it's I just remember that scene being like, the Benny Hill music, and it's all like, because he's so confident in his privilege, and his power that like they're not going to come for me, and they absolutely do, and they lay waste to him, and so it just. Man,
because state-run media can say whatever they want.
Yep.
In terms of, they can call them whatever they want, and then the people would believe.
Yes.
And that is where, if we start looking modern times, where I get a little more like encouraged, is there are some people who do believe what the current administration says, no matter what. But in reality, almost nobody does.
No.
And that's where I'm like,
yes.
Nice little deep breath here.
Yes.
Like, I don't have to worry about that yet.
Yeah.
But it is so, it's like the playbook is there, man.
Yep.
You have like a right-wing, super crazy religious nut job who finds a way to, take advantage of a situation, to move on but through the ranks, and then just start killing off anyone else who or eliminating in some way. And you go, oh God, this has happened before. And is it happening now? I don't know. And also there's a pandemic that apparently just shows up out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I
forgot about the pandemic.
I totally forgot too. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, and like the great comment that the lead investigator says to his colleague, like,
would you want to know?
Yeah, if our government was responsible for killing hundreds of thousands of people, would you really want to know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man,
it's a question.
It's such a great, like, deeper comment that I was not prepared for. And other things that happened, like, would seem like throwaway lines, but, seem different. Like when the last person that V kills, the woman doctor, and, she says to him, is it meaningless to apologize? And he says, never.
Never.
And it's like, man, again, never a bad thing to apologize for.
Yeah, I'm still gonna kill you.
Yes.
But you absolutely doesn't.
Yes, absolutely. When the Valerie character is talking about her backstory where she's coming out to her parents and she says, I'd only told them the truth. Is that so selfish? Like all these things of authenticity and who you are and how you, society wants to suppress that. Like, is it really selfish to be able to be who you are? I mean, it's just...
And again, we
so
have to remind
better.
ourselves that this is still pre gay marriage being acceptable. Like this is still, because that was what, 08?
08.
With the Obergefell. This is still then. This is still gay marriage.
Maybe 2012.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's definitely well before, yes.
I'm like, well before. This is still a time. And then not only when it was written, but just the movie. So this is not something that is... even today is not accepted willingly by a lot of people. But I mean, societally, it is pretty well accepted now.
Yes.
But at the time, 20 years ago, it wasn't.
No.
And so it is still a pretty bold story when you really look back on it. And I don't even think at the time that didn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. But it was like, it didn't feel like a big deal.
No.
But I look back on it now, I go, that was a pretty big fucking deal.
Yes. Like the idea that you have to suppress who you are in the event of like government destruction. So the Evie, like, torture stuff and then shave her head.
Yeah.
And then reading the note that he put there for the experience Valerie. Man, it hit me like in the corner. I was like, why am I fucking crying
Yeah,
in this movie?
I know I did not.
I was like, how the fuck is this happening?
I did not cry the last time I watched this movie less than a year ago. I know I did not.
So incredible.
So something has changed, right?
Yes.
In the last, and we know it's changed.
Yes.
But yeah.
Like, it takes just a couple citizens to be fucking executed in the street to feel like, oh, this thing hits different. It's fucking crazy, man. I was so shocked watching me, like, this movie that I did not expect to, like, I knew it would be better than I remember it.
Yeah.
But holy fuck, it was a thing tonight. But yeah, that whole thing, and when she's mad at him and the music is swelling, it's incredible, and then he shows her like the mural.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is what got me through what I was in a similar experience. Like, Jesus Christ, this this movie was way more intense than I expected.
Yeah, I have a hot shot. We don't have a hot shot part 2 or anything like that, but I have a hot shot, which is it came to me watching it this time around. The Valerie backstory in the cell, like we were talking about there, is better than anything released in the entirety of 2005.
Without a doubt. Yes.
It's better than I sat there thinking, like, that is better than anything. Just that backstory. I'm not going to say the movie as a whole was better than anything, but if you were to just take that entire, the scene, the story, everything, the effectiveness of it is better. And I'm including Brokeback here. I'm including, it's also a better gay backstory than probably Brokeback is.
It is.
Like, you're so affected by it.
Yeah.
And it comes into position of, it's a disservice to call this a comic book movie, but like,
totally,
it comes in the middle ish of, I guess kind of a throwaway movie of the time, but it was like, it was better. Like, I sat there thinking like, King Kong we really liked, and it's a really good movie, but just from an affecting, like, powerful 20 minutes, I'm like, this is better than anything that we covered in the last year.
Incredible.
Like, one of the things that's been hard to edit sometimes, admittedly, is because I'm like, none of these are like, none of these movies are like, I'm not really like jazzed to edit this. Like, so going off of what you're talking about with the Valerie thing, there's many things aside from that. The one thing I will just add to that, off of that hotshot, is I've in my brain thought of this scene many times, and I can't mention it to people because not many people have remember this movie the way I remember movies a lot of times. I remember thinking in the last few weeks what it's going to take, or what's going to happen is there's going to be somebody. So I understand we already had multiple people murdered here. Yeah. I'm not saying that good or petty, excuse me, are diminished in any way. No. But what's going to happen is somebody's going to kill a kid.
Yeah.
A la
Jesus, when that fucking happened.
Right. And I was like, in my brain, I'm watching all these protests, like, some ICE agent is going to just pop off and haul off on a kid.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the catalyst. Yeah. And I watched that end scene, and this is where I'm going with this thing, but that end scene, and I go, the idea of, and V says it earlier, governments should be like afraid of the people. People should not be afraid of the government. Government should be afraid of the people. And then end scene when they all show up and they all just overpower the military, not enforce, not anything. There's, my numbers are bigger than yours. Yeah. Stand the fuck down. Yeah. And I think of the protests here, and I think of like, our numbers are bigger than yours. Yep. So ICE agents, good for you. You're here. Yeah. We outnumber you. The ants outnumber the grasshoppers. Yeah. Like, it has to get to that point. And I wish this were out there more. Like, I say the ants outnumber the grasshoppers because online people are posting Bug's Life constantly about that. Sure. But I look at this and I go, yeah, man. Like, this is what it takes. Yes. Non-violent, just people showing up. Yep. The presence. But yeah, I agree. That girl, when she gets shot, I was like, that in my brain when ICE was around town, I was like, I'm like, that's what's going to happen here. Yep. There's some idiot is going to just pop off and hold up a badge and, be like, no, part of the state came at me, I'm immune. Yeah. Some shit like that, man. And that's going to just absolutely That's gonna happen.
Well, and the again, ahead of its time, the
I agree.
aspects of the
it's
gaslighting,
like accidentally prophetic.
It totally is
until you realize that history repeats itself.
Yes, but the crazy part is, the gaslighting of these, news organizations when he, blows up the building or whatever. Like, oh, it's like a set for demolition. Yeah, you watch it and go, yeah, that's ever present now. Of like, let's spin the shit out of this.
Yesterday, you're not online, but literally yesterday, that dumb orange monkey posts a meme with the Obamas as apes.
I did hear about
I'm sure
that.
you heard about it.
Yes.
And you go, and then at first they took credit for it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, it's a staffer who did this. Like, they absolutely cannot.
Yeah.
They cannot just admit the truth of what's happening.
Yes.
Like we just saw yesterday. Now, a building didn't blow up, but I mean, like January 6th, that was just a
peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest.
Yep.
It was a tour.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like they cannot have accountability.
Yes.
It's the exact same.
So watching this, man, and I agree. Yes, when they shot that child for graffiti, it's just, God damn it. I did not expect it. And I will say, it is almost a disservice to the film to feel like, because of the last 20 years, it hits different, which it does. But clearly, because it's from a source material from 20 years prior, these themes keep on reemerging of fascism and what would you do to resist it?
Fuck, dude, we just talked about Chronicles of Narnia. It's the same thing. And that would have been another 50 years prior to, or whatever. I mean,
it was fucking good, man.
Yeah, it's so weird to think about this movie because you have to come at it like it's decently edited. Like the music's a little over the top. The visuals are cool, but then like sometimes it's randomly stylized, but then not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you kind of so I have like sort of really, really minor quibbles with it.
Yeah.
But then I think that's not the point of this. Also, by the way, Natalie Portman's great in this movie.
She's great.
She's great in this movie. Like, when she comes out realizing that this is sort of a ruse.
Yes.
That entire scene is just heart-wrenching. She yells in British better than anyone.
Yeah.
Like, a whole bunch of people
Just
who
speak in British. Yeah.
Americans. She does such a good job. I'm jazzed that we watched this movie because, like,
so happy.
I really, really wish this were getting more traction out there because, again, you look at this and you just think, state-run media. Trump absolutely wants state-run media and thinks it's the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
All he wants to do is just sit in a room and just boss people around.
Yes.
It's just you start looking at these like, if this movie were after now, we would be like, ugh, this is just garbage.
Yes.
Like.
Try hard.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that was the easiest thing you ever written before. But in reality,
it's like when the boys wrote in January 6th to it, and I was like, "The fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Like, no, don't do this as a commentary. I can't stand this shit."
Yeah.
But this happened 20 years before.
Yeah.
It's like, I totally agree.
This is why you go.
I filed taxes Thursday, and at the end it says like, "Do you want to enroll any of your kids in the Trump account?" And I'm like,
it?
"Yeah, it did." Like, do you want
on what? On what?
Well, they're too young.
No, but I mean on like
TurboTax or whatever.
Really?
Yeah,
exactly. It was not on mine.
Yeah. Do you
filed
I was
a
like,
couple weeks ago.
I was like, I'm filing my taxes, and this motherfucker is like infecting everything. Just sorry to get political.
It's fine. No, I'm saying I want to because I literally filed mine 2 weeks ago, or like in January, like right early on. It absolutely did not have that.
That's insane.
Because I would have lost my shit on it too.
I almost like a screenshot. Like,
fund.
What?
Like
that
donate
kind of like wildlife or whatever.
Put it into a Trump account?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was like,
man.
Yeah, exactly. So like this movie hits different. It's insane. Yes. Like
that is
state-run
so
media,
crazy.
the fascism,
You did
gaslighting
TurboTax,
public.
Right?
Yeah.
Because so did I.
Oh
so
my
it wasn't
God.
like a different app or anything.
Yeah. Like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I did mine. What is it? Was February?
It's the 7th. Yeah.
I did mine 3 weeks ago. So I did mine like
mid-January.
As soon as I got my
Yeah.
W-2, and it was not on there.
Yep.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly.
You got anything else? I have one other thing.
I stopped typing about 4 minutes to go.
Oh God.
I was so enthralled.
Yeah, I threw
was
a
like,
few
this
things
is
down because I was like, I
incredible.
gotta have a couple notes.
Right?
you know?
Yeah. Dear God. What you
I
got?
do not know why Alan Moore disassociated himself with this movie.
This one.
I
Yeah.
understand From Hell, and I understand.
Yeah.
Although League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is better than people give it credit
It's
for.
delightful.
But I'm assuming he wanted it. I do not know why he disassociates. And I mean, he hardcore. They removed him from the credits. He hardcore disassociated himself with this movie. But it's a third of 3 in terms of the adaptation.
Sure.
And maybe that's not the thing he wanted to go down. I don't know. But I do not understand why he's like, nope, take my name off this. I don't want to do it. Like, I do not want anything to do with it.
It's so baffling to me.
Yeah.
Of this one. I mean, From Hell was enjoyable.
It's fine.
It's well done.
Yeah. And
Extraordinary League, again, I know what I'm getting into. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's over the top or whatever. I can work with it.
But I can understand not wanting. Yeah, but come on.
Yes.
I don't know. And do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
So good, dude. Jesus. I'm
glad we watched it.
On tilt, they say.
Damn kids.
Yeah.
I'm going up there. I'm going to try it. I'm going to let the jury decide.
As we close out our spotlight segment, we come to our final takes called The Verdict.
If we are to have faith and justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
This is where Tim and I give our final verdicts after rewatching the film and decide whether or not the movie held up over the course of 2 decades.
Now you get out of here before I call the bailiff and have you thrown in jail.
This is The Verdict.
I said to hell with it, to hell with it.
So, I gotta admit, I did not expect tonight. It's kind of crazy. So, the film is one that was clearly underappreciated at the time through no fault of its own, that somehow, weirdly enough, feels ahead of its time. And I'm just honestly shocked by how good this movie is. That I clearly, 26 years old, watching it, unprepared for it, probably biased because of what had come before, thinking, it's going to be a variation of The Matrix or whatever it is. Like, clearly not. I will say the film requires about a 30-minute acclimation period to kind of get your bearings and feel like, okay, what am I in for? But man, once it kicks in and it starts to coalesce around the mystery and Evie's,
transition,
indoctrination of sorts, but then her realizations, it totally hooks you. I was floored by this thing, man. Like 4.5 out of 5. I'm trying to feel like 4 out of 5 from a movie standpoint.
Yeah.
That really hits. But in terms of like, again, we said like, had I watched this when you did or a year ago, probably less. Like,
probably
but
less,
it feels like 4.5 out of 5 just because of the shit of the world, man.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yep.
God damn, it's good.
To the point where you kind of like want to watch it with Ellen or something, right?
I
Like,
do.
to be like, hey, I want to show you this movie that like, hey, okay.
I just am amazed.
All right. So my verdict, what a sad state of affairs it is that we can watch a movie like this and think, hey, that looks or sounds familiar. Yet here we are.
Yeah.
V for Vendetta is a film with a message from the past that had to wait 20 years to have it land fully in the present. It is hard to describe without seeing it, but for anyone who has not seen it, I would simply say you will be shocked at how much this film mirrors today and what it could be like tomorrow if we simply accept what is happening as normal or acceptable. I don't want to make it seem that this should have won Best Picture, since it's not that type of film, but with a really wonderful performance by Portman, actually everybody involved, but effective direction from McTeague, like not great, but just effective direction, and an overall vibe that just works. The film succeeds in exactly what it seems to have sought out to do. Question those in power before we give them the power they desire. I have 4.5 out of 5 currently.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm at. If you go back a past, it would have been less, but it's 4.5 out of 5 right now.
Nice.
Come on, not my beer.
With our reactions and verdicts to the movie out of the way, we move on to the reactions to our beers that we drank while rewatching our subject movie.
And if you want to have sex with a disgusting bad brewer with a terrible attitude,
this is where we take a look back at our beers and give our expert ratings for our drinking buddies.
ugh, whatever. Hey, here's the truth.
This is Drinking Buddies.
Let's get weird.
All right, Tim, what do we got?
All right, so
Do you have them?
I do. Yeah, they're behind me. There we go. So, we started the evening with, Blast from the Past.
I'm surprised we haven't had this.
Fair State Brewery.
Even
We've
in,
had
like,
different ones, but
yeah.
Their original IPA, so kind of a clean American IPA from back in the day. It's a 3.75 for me. I know they had to close their tap room, and I think like sell their brand to others or whatever. So I kind of got this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I still remember back in the day, man, checking out Fair State for that first time. The Winkleman double IPA, like game changer.
Yeah.
It's like a white whale, but it was a nice one to start with. Yeah, 3.75.
Yeah, it's the two sort of white whales are the Winkleman, and then it was that Black's Tower from. Oh my
god!
Jubal,
like the Funkle.
Yeah, Funky Jubilation.
Yes. God, I don't. That's just like.
I want to go back and listen to that episode to just like get a reaction
what
again. Yeah.
is this?
But those are ones we'll never have again. No, you have to accept.
Yeah.
I have 375 as well. It's a standard IPA. I got nothing else to say about it. Fair State sucks, but they make good beer. I mean, I look at it like a Dangerous Man. We'll see what they do. If Fair State sells off to somebody and they open it somewhere else in an intelligent location instead of the dumbass location they had before.
Yeah.
It could be really good. So I guess we'll see.
Then Definitive Brewing Company out of Maine, their Definitive Red, American Red Ale. It was, again, 3.75 for me. It was just a nice option. It didn't stand out. Wasn't bad. I was like, okay, I like Definitive stuffs. It's good.
I was like, I almost felt like I had this before, but never. Like
we've had different IPAs from them.
But like, I feel like I've had it before, but I don't think I've,
sure.
Like we've covered it here.
Yeah.
I have 375 as well, with the risk of being twins on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had 375 as well. It was fine.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those. I was not wowed necessarily tonight, but it was good.
Yep.
375.
And then I had to hold this because I thank you. You got this for Christmas.
I was wondering, is this the one I got?
Oh yeah. No, I got two. I'm like, I'm holding these. Yeah, definitely, because I've had the peanut butter.
I finally pitched in.
No, it's great. I'm like, here we go. I'm hold it. Montgomery Brewing out of Montgomery.
Checks notes.
It's a Shelter Belt Brown Ale. Again, really solid. 3.75. It was just a nice. Like browns tend to.
Watch yourself.
Like maybe brown ales. Thank you. Abort. Brown ales tend to be like either like too sweet.
Yeah.
This was just a nice kind of just solid option. Yeah.
And it has a bite to it.
Yeah.
That's why I have it as a 4, because
That's good.
You got the Definitive Red and you got the Fair State. Those are like,
yeah,
they're fine for their style. I think that's why I like the brown better, because it's not that sort of like
Newcastle ale.
Yeah. That, is it malty? Like, it's not that kind of like, it's like almost a little, it's got a bite to it. I like it a lot.
It's good. So thank you for that for
Hey,
Christmas.
man, I'm glad I contributed.
Then the theme of sorts, the brewery Half Acre out of Chicago, their Classic Future, because again it keeps on repeating itself. Their hazy double IPA with Talus, Citra, and Mosaic. It was a 4 for me. It was a really nice, solid. I liked it. It was like a nice taste to it. It I don't know. I liked it. It was good.
I had 425 probably because it was the best beer of the night.
It definitely was.
You know, I mean, or of this episode.
Yep.
So I think oftentimes I kind of like move up a little bit, maybe because I've had a few. But I thought it was good. I like Half Acre a lot. So I do like them, especially from a mass-produced standpoint. So
yep.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Thank you.
The exciting quiz program 21.
Our final segment of the episode is Quiz Show.
I've stood on the shoulders of life, and I've never gotten down into the dirt to build.
Where in our research for our subject film, we find some interesting trivia nuggets that we hope will stump the other and possibly intrigue you.
This is not McCarthyism. You're not here to expose for the sake of exposure.
This is Quiz Show.
Well, evidently certain of the contestants were given the answers in advance.
Cheating on a quiz show. It's like plagiarizing a comic strip.
All right, so I have one. It sounds like Tim has three. I'm going to let you go. All right. But before you do, I also need to load the right and wrong, just assign, so, but why don't you, go ahead.
Prior to this directorial debut, James McTeague has extensive background as first assistant director for the Matrix films. Not surprising. With them again.
Tracks, yeah.
And had worked with Natalie Portman before as first assistant director of what 2002 sci-fi sequel, which we've covered on the pod.
2002 sci-fi sequel. Oh God, really? It's Star Wars. What's the shitty one? The Clone Wars.
Attack of the Clones. Yes.
Oh man,
he was first assistant director in that. I was like, the fuck? Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy.
What else did he do after this? I didn't even look.
He's done like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like weird because this wasn't like a flop necessarily, but maybe he just did it. I'm sure he's still in the industry and he did other things. But he's not blacklisted because of it.
No.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just been, he did like first assistant director on like Speed Racer with him again. Yeah, exactly. So like it was like, your big debut. And
there are legitimately groups of people who think that is one of the best movies ever made.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. It's the weirdest thing. But also people think that Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie. So, that just proves that people are
can't account for taste.
Why don't you do another one and then I'll go.
So composer Dario
God.
Marianelli has been nominated for 3 Academy Awards.
Wow.
I know. Including the same year as this for Pride and Prejudice.
Okay.
And oddly enough, the other 2 films for which he received nominations also starred Keira Knightley. So all 3 of his movies were Keira Knightley driven. So he did actually win in 2008 for what film co-starring Knightley and James McAvoy?
So that's Atonement.
It is.
Yes.
Nice work.
That's Atonement. Do I get a year on the other one or no?
No, I'm not asking you the other one. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Anna Karenina. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah. So,
but I was looking in moving like I like because the reason it stands out is because the
score is actually pretty good.
It's good, but Evie is Reborn sequence is used on an Interstellar trailer, and I was like, why do I? It's incredible, but for some reason I'm like, I'll Google him. Like, he's got 3 Academy Awards, all for Keira Knightley. Yeah.
All right, yeah,
really weird.
I'll take that.
Nice.
Okay,
nice
so here we go. All right, so Hugo Weaving's stunt double, in this movie, is David Leitch. Does that name sound familiar at all?
I think it does.
Okay,
it's ringing a bell.
Yeah, he oddly enough would go on to a successful career in stunt works, producing and directing, including 2 stunt-heavy films from the last few years.
Didn't he do The Fall Guy?
That is correct.
And Bullet Train?
That is also correct.
Yes! That's the name of I know he
Stunt Double.
Yes!
Stunt Double is David Leitch.
Dude, those movies.
Oh, dude, I
The Fall Guy is so good.
Yeah. Bullet Train is perfect action film.
Yes.
But Fall Guy is a great film.
We watched with the kids and they loved it.
I can't get Matt to watch it.
Oh my gosh. I was made for loving you, baby.
Watch Bullet. What, Matt? Matt.
Watch Fall Guy.
Watch Fall Guy with me. Okay.
So, speaking of Hugo Weaving. So we've covered him 5 times so far.
No kidding. Yeah.
Oddly enough.
It's pretty solid. In 144 episodes, that's pretty decent.
Good run. And while American audiences would probably cite The Matrix as their first time seeing him, fans of what 1995 Best Picture nominated film would cite that as the first time hearing him.
95. Hearing him.
So he's got a voice role.
I guess if I hit 95 Best Picture nominated.
Yep.
Okay, so that leaves English Patient out. I'm like trying to think of 95. What was that year? That would have been Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm.
right? And then Braveheart was that year. What else was that fucking year? Is that Four Weddings and Funeral?
No.
Okay.
He voices Rex, the border collie. In
Stupid Babe. Dang it. I absolutely should have gotten Babe.
Right? I'm like, oh my
the
God.
voice
I
thing.
do remember his voice.
Oh
yes.
my God.
But once you watch this and you hear his voice, you're like, oh my God. That is, I absolutely can see him as a border collie.
Speaking of voice, I will say, give this movie credit for really hiding the fact that V is the one torturing her.
Yes.
Legitimately, not only visually, because it's clearly the Creevy sort of character at one point in there, like he's in or he's in that mask. Like they went out of his way until the very end to really make him be. Yes. So, side note to that. Also, have you seen the trailer for Hugh Jackman's Sheep movie coming out later this year? Speaking of Babe.
No.
Okay. That'll be after this.
I would talk about it.
I don't have the transition thing, so I'll just put
That's
good. Excuse me. That brings us to the end of the episode and our first foray into the films of 2006. It's a good start.
It's good.
Stay tuned for our upcoming happy hour episode on Idiocracy, the life and times of Donald J. Trump, and for the future episodes on Inside Man and Lucky Number 11. Find us on the web via the metaverse of Facebook, Instagram, and primarily Threads, and head to 20years4beers.com for more info. We want to say thank you for taking the time to listen and clicking that like or subscribe button on your devices. This has been 20 Years 4 Beers. My name is Steve.
I'm Tim.
And thanks for listening.
Thanks. No,
so
the only
means you liked it?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Are you going to bed now?
I don't know.
I finally pitched in.
Why am I fucking crying
Yeah,
in this movie?
I know I did not.
I was like, how the fuck is this happening?
I did not cry